Hi, and welcome back. Today I'm going to talk about thought ownership and what that means. But I'm going to review what I taught you in the last video. In the last video, what I taught you is that all of your feelings come from your thoughts. The external circumstances in your world do not cause you to feel anything. Anytime you want to change your circumstance and put yourself in a new environment, the same toxic thinking is going to follow you. That's why it's very inefficient to change your circumstance if you want to feel better. Anytime you're wanting other people to change who they are, or if you're finding that you want relief from a circumstance, what you're really wanting relief from is your own brain. This is why mind management and thought ownership is so important. Mind management is the process of recognizing your thoughts and then deciding which ones you want to keep and discard. So we're going to talk about how to find some alternative thoughts, how you can manage your mind when you do find some thoughts that you're not liking. We're going to revisit the 3 thoughts that I talked about in the last video. So I'm going to demonstrate to you what it actually means to find alternative thoughts. So number 1, some of you tell yourself the news is horrible. Instead of telling yourself the news is horrible, you have many, many other options available to you. I'm going to read just a couple here and see how they feel to you. The news is what it is. My world is just fine. The news is not always objective. I can find great news stories and I can find negative news stories. The news wants to make money just like the rest of us. Let's talk about the next one for the teacher or the professor who's going to have a student that failed their course, a student for the second time. And you tell yourself, I can't deal with this student again. Instead of telling yourself that, which probably makes you feel really bad, maybe you could tell yourself, I wonder what I could do to connect with this student next semester. This student needs my help. It's my privilege to be able to help students like this. Retaking a course probably isn't fun. Let's tackle the last one. For those of you that tell yourself this job is not worth it. How do some of these alternative thoughts feel to you? The first one is, I'm learning things about myself in this job. This job is preparation for the next one. Right now, this is my journey. Despite my job title, my real job is to do my best. So what I've done here is demonstrate different options for you to think and to believe instead of these really, really negative ones here. So that's part of what mind management is. So I've got a 4-step process here, and I'm not saying it's easy. It is very awkward at first, and it takes practice. But number 1, it is so important to separate your thoughts from your circumstances. Go back and watch video 1 if you need a refresher. Number 2, brainstorm alternative thoughts, thoughts that don't feel as horrible to you. And that's what I just demonstrated. Number 3, practice thinking on purpose. When you think on purpose, you will feel on purpose. And that brings us to today's lesson. When you own your thoughts, you own your feelings. So much more efficient to manage your mind than it is to change your circumstances. So why do we care about emotions and feelings? What is the purpose of them anyway? I'm going to talk about that in video 5. But in the next video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to offer you tips and suggestions on how to detect and try to recognize really negative thoughts and toxic thinking that is probably causing you a lot of pain and suffering. So until then, I want you to, number 1, try to separate your thoughts from your circumstances. And number 2, try to use this process. Just pick one thought, one new thought that you want to think, and practice thinking it. And I'll see you in video 4. Thanks for joining me. Bye.